Have you ever walked into a room and felt the energy shift? You know, that moment when someone walks in and they just radiate confidence, but not in an arrogant way, more like a steady, infectious optimism.
Oh, absolutely. It's magnetic. You find yourself wanting to agree with them before they've even finished a sentence.
Exactly. And in the world of sales, that energy is practically currency. But let's dial it up a notch. Imagine you aren't just selling a vacuum cleaner or a subscription service. Imagine you are selling a lifestyle, specifically high-end, luxury, living in one of the most vibrant, complex, and competitive markets in Southeast Asia, Thao Dien, Ho Chi Minh City.
That is a completely different beast. Thao Dien is fascinating because it's this unique bubble. It's chaotic, it's luxurious, it's international, and it's incredibly expensive. If you are a salesperson there, you aren't just moving keys. You are navigating high stakes, demanding clients, and intense competition.
That's what we're unpacking today. We have this really insightful text about maintaining positive energy as a luxury apartment salesperson in Thao Dien. It sounds simple on the surface, stay positive, but when you dig into the reality of the market, it's actually a survival strategy.
It is. And I think survival is the right word. Because in luxury real estate, burnout is the silent killer. You can have the best leads in the world, but if your head isn't in the right place, you will lose the deal. The text outlines a few pillars for success, and I think the first one is the most critical. Belief.
Believe in the value of what you're offering. It sounds almost like a cliché motivational poster, doesn't it? But let's break that down. In the context of Thao Dien, what does that actually look like? Because we aren't talking about cheap rentals here.
Right. If you walk into a penthouse at the Q2 Thao Dien or the Nassim and you look at the price tag and your internal monologue goes, "Wow, this is overpriced," you are dead in the water. Clients can smell that hesitation. Belief here means understanding the why behind the price. It's not just four walls and a nice marble countertop.
It's the ecosystem.
Precisely. You have to genuinely believe that living in Thao Dien offers a quality of life that justifies the cost. You have to look at that view of the Saigon River and feel the value yourself. If you can't emotionally connect with the product, you can't transfer that emotion to the client. Sales is essentially the transfer of enthusiasm. If you are empty, the client stays empty.
That's a great way to put it. You're not selling the apartment, you're selling the feeling of waking up in that apartment. But let's play devil's advocate. You have the belief, you love the product, you're enthusiastic, and the client says no. Or worse, they ghost you after 3 weeks of viewings. The text mentions staying optimistic in the face of rejection. That is much easier said than done.
The ghosting phenomenon. It hurts. And in luxury markets, the rejection feels heavier because the potential commission is so high. You've mentally spent that money already, right? But here is where the psychological shift needs to happen. The text suggests seeing rejection as an opportunity to learn,
which is the classic Stoic approach. But how do you apply that practically when you've just lost a big deal?
You have to detach your self-worth from the outcome. That's the hard part. A no isn't usually about you personally. Maybe the timing was off. Maybe the feng shui was wrong for them. Maybe they just aren't ready. The best salespeople I know in Ho Chi Minh City treat rejection as data. Okay, they said no. Why? Was it the price? The location? My presentation? They analyze it like a scientist, not like a victim.
So it's about resilience. Bouncing back fast. Because if you carry the negativity from the morning client into the afternoon meeting, you've just sabotaged 2 deals instead of 1.
Exactly. It's emotional hygiene. You have to wash off the rejection before you pick up the phone again. And that leads us to the third point the text brought up, which I think is my favorite. Leveraging the unique lifestyle of Thao Dien.
This goes back to what we touched on earlier. Thao Dien isn't just a ward in a district, it's a brand.
It is. It's the expat village, but it's evolved into something more. You have the best international schools, BIS, ISHCMC. You have these incredible hidden cafes down winding alleys, the art galleries, the river breeze. When you are renting an apartment there, you are really selling a membership to a club.
So a smart salesperson shouldn't just be talking about square footage or air conditioning units.
If you are talking about air conditioning, you've lost the plot. You should be talking about where they are going to get their Sunday morning croissant. You should be telling them about the community events, or how easy the commute is to the city center via the new metro line, or the specific vibe of the neighborhood. You need to paint a picture where the client can see themselves living. You are a storyteller. The apartment is just the setting for their story.
That requires a lot of local knowledge, though. You can't fake that. You actually have to know where the good croissants are.
Which means you need to live the lifestyle a little bit yourself. You need to be embedded in the area. That builds authority. When you say, actually this street gets a bit noisy at 5 p.m., let me show you this quieter lane instead, the client trusts you.
That trust factor is huge. The text emphasizes building genuine relationships. I feel like in sales, relationship is often a code word for manipulating someone into liking me so they buy. But this seems to suggest something deeper.
In the luxury sector, clients are smart. They are often successful business people themselves. They have a radar for fake charm. Genuine means you are actually looking out for their best interest, even if it means losing a quick sale.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. Let's say a client wants a specific building because it's trendy, but you know they have 2 large dogs, and that building has very strict pet policies or no green space nearby. A transactional salesperson says, "Great, sign here." A relationship-focused salesperson says, "Look, I can rent this to you, but honestly, with your dogs, you're going to be miserable here in 3 months. Let's look at this other place instead."
That takes guts. You're risking the easy yes.
You are, but you are winning the long game. Because that client will respect you. And in a tight-knit community like the expats in Ho Chi Minh City, word of mouth is everything. If you are the guy who saved them from a bad decision, they will refer their colleagues, their friends, their bosses to you. You stop chasing leads because the leads start coming to you.
So you're moving from being a salesperson to being a consultant, a trusted advisor.
Exactly. You are walking with them on the journey. Moving houses is stressful. Moving to a new country or a new city is even more stressful. If you can be the calm, reliable anchor in that chaos, you win.
But being that anchor takes a lot of energy. You have to be on all the time. You have to be positive, knowledgeable, empathetic, and resilient. That sounds exhausting.
It is incredibly draining. Which brings us to the final point. Self-care. It sounds soft, right? Eat healthy, sleep well. But in high-performance sales, your body and your brain are your machinery. If the machine breaks, production stops.
I think people underestimate the physical toll of real estate. You're running around in the tropical heat of Saigon, dealing with traffic, skipping lunch to make viewings.
And the mental load of carrying everyone else's stress. If you aren't sleeping, if you're running on caffeine and sugar, your decision-making skills drop. Your patience drops. And remember, we talked about that magnetic energy at the beginning? You cannot fake that energy when you are physically depleted. You just come off as desperate or tired.
It's ironic, isn't it? You are spending your days selling these sanctuaries of comfort and luxury to other people, but you have to make sure you don't neglect your own sanctuary.
That's the paradox. You have to treat yourself like a luxury asset. You need maintenance. Whether that's going to the gym, meditating, or just disconnecting from your phone for an hour, which is terrifying for a salesperson, you need to recharge. Because the market in Thao Dien moves fast. If you aren't sharp, you miss the beat.
So if we look at this holistically, success isn't just about memorizing floor plans or having a slick sales script.
Not at all. The script is the easy part. The hard part is the internal work. It's waking up, choosing to believe in your product, choosing to see rejection as data, choosing to connect with people on a human level, and choosing to take care of yourself so you can do it all again tomorrow.
It's a mindset game.
100%. The real estate market in Ho Chi Minh City is vibrant. It's exciting, but it's unforgiving to those who don't have the right mental armor. Positive energy isn't just a nice to have. It is the competitive advantage.
It really makes you think about the nature of sales in general. We often focus on the tactics, the closing techniques, the negotiation strategies. But what we are saying here is that who you are matters more than what you say.
That's the golden rule. People buy from people. If you are radiating stress and desperation, no one wants to buy a luxury lifestyle from you. If you are radiating confidence, health, and genuine care, they want a piece of what you have. You become the best advertisement for the life you are selling.
That is a powerful thought to leave on. You are the product.
In many ways, yes. You are the interface between them and their future home. Make sure the interface is user-friendly.
Well, for anyone listening who is grinding it out in the property market or really any high-stakes sales environment, I hope this gives you a bit of a reset. It's not just about the numbers on the board, it's about the energy you bring to the room.
Absolutely. Keep the energy high, keep the belief strong, and enjoy the ride. Thao Dien is a beautiful place to work, after all.
Thanks for diving into this with me. It's been a refreshing perspective.
My pleasure.
And to our listeners, take care of yourselves out there. We'll see you next time.